Welcome to the Feast of Izzat, Might, in the year 182 of the Bahá'í era. I hope you enjoy this feast.
Definition of might. Might, noun. 1. The power, authority, or resources wielded, as by an individual or group.
I beg of thee, O my best beloved, to pardon me and those who earnestly seek to promote thy cause. Thou art indeed the one who forgiveth the sins of all mankind. And in this second year of my revelation, a revelation which took place at thy behest, I bear witness that thou art the most manifest, the omnipotent, the ever-abiding, that of all things that exist on earth and in the heavens, nothing whatsoever can frustrate thy purpose, and that thou art the knower of all things and the Lord of might and majesty. The Bab.
Unto God do I commit mine affair, and yours, and he verily is the best judge. Were ye to return, however, ye would be granted whatever ye desire of earthly possessions, and of the ineffable delights of the life to come, and ye would inherit such glorious might and majesty, as your minds can scarce conceive in this mortal life. But if ye fail to return, then upon ye shall be your transgressions. The Bab.
Out of utter nothingness, O great and omnipotent Master, thou hast, through the celestial potency of thy might, brought me forth and raised me up to proclaim this revelation. I have made none other but thee my trust. I have clung to no will but thy will. Thou art in truth the all-sufficing, and behind thee standeth the true God, he who overshadoweth all things. Indeed, sufficient unto me is God, the exalted, the powerful, the sustainer, the Bab.
If, however, thou art sailing upon the sea of creation, know thou that the first remembrance, which is the primal will of God, may be likened unto the sun. God hath created him through the potency of his might, and he hath, from the beginning that hath no beginning, caused him to be manifested in every dispensation, through the compelling power of his behest. And God will, to the end that knoweth no end, continue to manifest him according to the good pleasure of his invincible purpose. The Bab.
Indeed, ye have been called into being through the power of the point of the Bahá'í, while the point himself is resigned to the will of him whom God shall make manifest, is exalted through his transcendent sublimity, is sustained by the evidences of his might, is glorified by the majesty of his oneness, is adorned by the beauty of his singleness, is empowered by his eternal dominion, and is invested with authority through his everlasting sovereignty. How then could they, who are but the creation of the point, be justified in saying, why or wherefore? The Bab.
Glorified art thou, O Lord. Verily I am poor, while in truth thou art rich. Verily I am lowly, while in truth thou art mighty. Verily I am impotent, while in truth thou art powerful. Verily I am abased, while in truth thou art the most exalted. Verily I am distressed, while in truth thou art the Lord of might. The Bab.
Consider the past. How many, both high and low, have, at all times, yearningly awaited the advent of the manifestations of God in the sanctified persons of his chosen ones. How often have they expected his coming? How frequently have they prayed that the breeze of divine mercy might blow, and the promised beauty step forth from behind the veil of concealment, and be made manifest to all the world. And whensoever the portals of grace did open, and the clouds of divine bounty did rain upon mankind, and the light of the unseen did shine above the horizon of celestial might, they all denied him, and turned away from his face, the face of God himself. Refer ye to verify this truth to that which hath been recorded in every sacred book. Baha'u'llah.
To this testifieth that which hath been witnessed in this wondrous and exalted dispensation. Myriads of holy verses have descended from the heaven of might and grace, yet no one hath turned thereunto, nor ceased to cling to those words of men, not one letter of which they that have spoken them comprehend. For this reason the people have doubted incontestable truths, such as these, and caused themselves to be deprived of the resvan of divine knowledge, and the eternal meeds of celestial wisdom. Baha'u'llah.
Think not that we have revealed unto you a mere code of laws. Nay, rather, we have unsealed the choice wine with the fingers of might and power. To this beareth witness that which the pen of revelation hath revealed. Meditate upon this, O men of insight. Baha'u'llah.
How all-encompassing are the wonders of his boundless grace. Behold how they have pervaded the whole of creation. Such is their virtue that not a single atom in the entire universe can be found which doth not declare the evidences of his might, which doth not glorify his holy name, or is not expressive of the effulgent light of his unity. So perfect and comprehensive is his creation, that no mind nor heart, however keen or pure, can ever grasp the nature of the most insignificant of his creatures, much less fathom the mystery of him who is the daystar of truth, who is the invisible and unknowable essence. Baha'u'llah.
Say, the springs that sustain the life of these birds are not of this world. Their source is far above the reach and ken of human apprehension. Who is there that can put out the light which the snow-white hand of God hath lit? Where is he to be found that hath the power to quench the fire which hath been kindled through the might of thy Lord, the all-powerful, the all-compelling, the almighty? It is the hand of divine might that hath extinguished the flames of dissension. Powerful is he to do that which he pleaseth. He saith, Be, and it is. Baha'u'llah.
Thou art he who from everlasting was, through the potency of his might, supreme over all things, and, through the operation of his will, was able to ordain all things. Nothing whatsoever, whether in thy heaven or on thy earth, can frustrate thy purpose. Have mercy then upon me, O my Lord, through thy gracious providence and generosity, and incline mine ear to the sweet melodies of the birds that warble their praise of thee, amidst the branches of the tree of thy oneness. Baha'u'llah.
Lauded be thy name, O my God. I am so carried away by the breezes blowing from thy presence, that I have forgotten myself and all that I possess. This is but a sign of the wonders of thy grace and bountiful favors vouchsafed unto me. I give praise to thee, O my God, that thou hast chosen me out of all thy creatures, and made me to be the dayspring of thy strength and the manifestation of thy might, and empowered me to reveal such of thy signs and such tokens of thy majesty and power as none, whether in thy heaven or on thy earth, can produce. Baha'u'llah.
I beseech thee, O thou who art the creator of earth and heaven and the source of all things, to attract thy servants through the fragrances of the robe of thine inspiration and thy revelation, and to help them attain the tabernacle of thy behest and power. From eternity thou wert by thy transcendent might supreme over all things, and thou wilt be exalted unto eternity in thy Godhead and surpassing sovereignty. Let thy mercy, then, be upon thy servants and thy creatures. Thou art, in truth, the Almighty, the Inaccessible, the All-Glorious, the Unconditioned. Baha'u'llah.
He indeed is endued with understanding who acknowledgeth his powerlessness, and confesseth his sinfulness. For should any created thing lay claim to any existence, when confronted with the infinite wonders of thy revelation, so blasphemous a pretension would be more heinous than any other crime in all the domains of thine invention and creation. Who is there, O my Lord, that, when thou revealest the first glimmerings of the signs of thy transcendent sovereignty and might, hath the power to claim for himself any existence whatever? Existence itself is as nothing, when brought face to face with the mighty and manifold wonders of thine incomparable self. Baha'u'llah.
Glory be to thee, thou in whose hand are the heaven of omnipotence and the kingdom of creation. Thou doest by thy sovereignty what thou willest, and ordainest, through the power of thy might, what thou pleasest. From eternity thou hast been exalted above the praise of all created things, and wilt to eternity remain far above the glorification of any one of thy creatures. Existence itself testifieth to its non-existence, when face to face with the manifold revelations of thy transcendent oneness, and every created thing confesseth, by its very nature, its nothingness, when compared with the sacred splendors of the light of thy unity. Thou hast, in thyself, been independent of any one besides thee, and rich enough, in thine own essence, to dispense with any one except thyself. Every description by which they who adore thy unity describe thee, and every praise wherewith they who are devoted unto thee praise thee, are but the traces of the pen which the fingers of thy strength and power have set in motion. Fingers whose movement is controlled by the arm of thy decree, the arm itself animated by the potency of thy might. Baha'u'llah.
I know not, O my God, what the fire is with which thou didst light the lamp of thy cause, or what the glass wherewith thou didst preserve it from thine enemies. By thy might, I marvel at the wonders of thy revelation, and at the tokens of thy glory. I recognize, O thou who art my heart's desire, that were fire to be touched by water, it would instantly be extinguished, whereas the fire which thou didst kindle can never go out, though all the seas of the earth be poured upon it. Should water at any time touch it, the hands of thy power would, as decreed in thy tablets, transmute that water into a fuel that would feed its flame. Baha'u'llah.
And she brought forth a man-child, who was to rule all nations with a rod of iron. This glorious son is the promised manifestation, who was born of the religion of God and reared in the bosom of the divine teachings. The iron rod is a symbol of might and power. It is not a sword, and means that he will shepherd all the nations of the earth by virtue of his divine might and power. And by this son is meant the Bab, Abdul Baha.
O people of loyalty, O people of faithfulness, O people who are awakened by the breath of God, O people who are inhaling the scent of life from the Spirit of God. The path hath become smooth, the way straightened, the carpet of the kingdom is spread, the tabernacle hath been elevated upon the hill of might, the powers of heaven have been shaken, the corners of the earth have quaked, the sun has been darkened, the moon ceased to give light, the stars have fallen, the nations of the earth have lamented, and the Son of Man hath come upon the clouds of heaven with power and great glory, and he hath sent his angels with the sound of the great trumpet, and no one knows the meaning of these emblems, save the wise and informed. Abdul Baha.